Welcome back to SportsLine, everybody. John Burton with you. 737-7767 is the number to call. Of course, as we said, Titans at the Jaguars tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Coverage starts, and you can watch it on News Channel 5. So no need for cable. If you want to stay home and watch it, you don't have to go out to a sports bar that has the NFL Network. You can stay in the comfort of your home and watch the Titans and Jaguars right here, over on News Channel 5. So we'll have that game for you. And, of course, post-game coverage comes your way after the game over on News Channel 5 after the contest is over. One quick item from last week's game against the Carolina Panthers. Got a lot of talk this week about Cam Newton. He was doing his thing last week. He was celebrating. He was dancing. He was pointing whenever he ran for a first down. A lot of people got bent out of shape about that. I got into a big Twitter argument with someone whose Twitter mention name, doesn't even need to be mentioned on this show because it's not worth it. I made the mistake, I guess, of defending Cam Newton on Twitter, and I stand by that. Cam Newton is a guy who, in my opinion, gets it. He's out there having fun. He's leading his team. The Panthers are undefeated. He's doing it without really the benefit of a top-notch wide receiver. He's truly become the leader in the face of that franchise. You may not like his dancing after he scores, but it's the old saying, if you don't like it, keep him out of the end zone. And I know a lot of people will say, well, that's not a good example for the kids. Well, speaking of the kids, this is the same guy who every time he scores a touchdown, he gives the ball to a kid in the stands. And he tells his teammates to do the same exact thing. Yeah, he dances. He showboats a little bit. But guess what? He's backing it up right now. His team is undefeated. And it may look like he's trying to show up the other team, but I don't believe he is. I just believe that's how he is. He's a guy that enjoys life. He was, in a really bad car accident a year ago. Could have lost his life. I think he sees the benefits and the joys of living and being able to get paid a lot of money to do what you love to do. And I, quite frankly, would love to see more people like Cam Newton in the National Football League. It's become the no-fun league. You can't celebrate. You can't dance. We don't even know what defines a catch anymore in this league. The NFL, I got to understand, the players, it's their job. It's their vocation. It's how they make a living. But it's also a game. It's a fun game. Remember when you played football in the backyard? You had fun. That's what Cam Newton is doing. He's having fun. So, again, I got into a huge Twitter argument with somebody. I wasted half a Sunday with this buffoon who took issue with what I had to say about Cam Newton. So, give me your thoughts on that. 737-7767. Does Cam Newton go too far? Or are you okay with it? Let's go to Paul on line 1. Paul, what do you think? Cam Newton, you for it or against it?
Man, the heck with Cam Newton. Let him dance all he wants to. You the one I'm after. You the one that said that Pac-10 was going to be the one running the show in the NFL.
No, well, first of all, it was the Big Ten.
Remember?
No. First of all, it was the Big Ten. Second of all, I said that's how the Big Ten feels. I did not say that they were going to be the big dogs. I'm telling you that that's how they felt after Ohio State won the national championship.
Well, I'm telling you, roll tide, roll. We're going to win her again. And don't worry about what Cam Newton does. That's on him.
Exactly. That's my point. Don't worry about what Cam Newton does. You don't like him dancing, stop him. And look, Alabama, Nick Saban challenged his team to be more physical this year, and you can see that game in and game out. They physically dominated LSU. They physically dominated Mississippi State last week. I mean, on the offensive and defensive lines, they are getting after it. And
they would dominate the New England Patriots right now.
Oh, my goodness. Come on, man. Yeah, listen, they're in a prime spot right now. They're number 2 in the college football playoff. They've got some cupcake, vocational school coming up this week. They'll win that. They'll beat Auburn, and then they're in, and then we'll see what happens.
We know what's going to happen, John, don't we?
Well, we shall see. Roll Tide indeed, sir. Happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for the call. You got to love Alabama fans. They do not lack in confidence. Although it was a little shaky after that Ole Miss loss, wasn't it, Bama fan? No, the Alabama, look, I think they're the best team in the country right now. I think they would beat Ohio State head-to-head. I believe they would beat Clemson head-to-head. They would wipe the floor with Notre Dame. Notre Dame has no business being in that top 4. But as I said on Sunday Sports Central, the College Football Playoff Committee is a lot like the authority in the WWE if you follow pro wrestling or sports entertainment. They like to do what's best for business. And they know having Notre Dame in one of those 4 spots is what's best for business, i.e. ratings. Although these 2 games, whoever ends up being in these 2 games, New Year's Eve, are going to be ratings explosions. But Notre Dame's always a draw. Notre Dame is like the Dallas Cowboys. By the way, how are they doing right about now, Philip? They're like the New York Yankees. They're a polarizing team. And whether you love them or you hate them, you want to watch them. So, but as far as Alabama goes, they're in great shape. They just have to win out and beat Florida in the SEC championship game, which I believe they will do. Although that game against Florida could be interesting. Jim McElwain might have a few tricks up his sleeve for old Nick Saban. But I think Alabama's the better team. I think they'll win that game, and then they're in. They're going to be in, and we'll see who they play, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, back to the Titans. Again, tomorrow night in Jacksonville. Game number 3 as head coach for interim head coach Mike Mularkey. Here's what he had to say yesterday during the team's only practice of the week.
No, we did. We got off about 12 minutes early. I just made a decision the last 2 periods were going to be walkthrough periods anyhow, and we were going to do it where each team was going to service each other, and I just decided we can cut that in half if we just go offense on one side, defense on the other, get them off their feet. We'll get a chance to meet earlier with them here now, and then get them out of the building a little earlier, so it's a little more normalcy for them.
Do you gauge the tiredness at this stage, or do you not care and do out of sight, out of mind kind of?
The time?
Well, just with them, do you assess how tired they are, or could it not matter at this point?
No, I think we're all aware of the situation and really tried to let them sleep in again this morning. We had a good walkthrough last night under the lights. Actually, it was pretty spirited. We never really had a bad practice under the lights. I think players enjoy it. And then let them sleep in a little bit. And, we had good meetings. And then we got a lot of reps, which is without really stressing them. But, we did go hard for 3 periods. We needed that for timing, and especially with a young team, young quarterback, young secondary receivers. We had to have some periods that were full speed.
So, can you talk about Terzilli? You're familiar with him, obviously, from camp. Can you get him up to speed?
Yeah, it was amazing some of the things he did already in the walkthrough. As soon as he came out here, he already had picked up some things, and that's not easy to do. That's hard. If you're in another system, the terminology is different. I don't care if you've been here for a camp or not. I experienced something like that when I was playing. It's difficult to retain that much information and be able to process it and come out here. But he picked it up, and we're going to be. Sean Jefferson's got a long night ahead of him and long day tomorrow, and they'll be sitting together on the flight, and we'll see how fast he takes it all in.
Is there a chance you'd have them all up, or you anticipate 4?
I would anticipate 4 right now, just based on other positions, but I would anticipate 4.
Mike, how quirky is it to play with the same opponent 2 times in the schedule?
Actually, it's not a bad thing. You've kind of already done a lot of film study on them. It's not like you've got more film that you have to really engulf yourself in. So it's going to be familiar. One of your games you're going to study is yourself. So there's a lot of positives about doing that. A lot of familiarity, especially when it's a common opponent in your division like Jacksonville. I think there's more pluses than negatives, yes. Not that come to mind, no.
What's the reward on the other side of this? You got the short turnaround, and I know coaches say, hey, it's hard, but once we get past it on the other side.
Well, they'll get some time. I'm going to give the players and the coaches some time this weekend. Having the bye, after the third game, it's a good time to have a game, Thursday night game. Give them some rest, get away from it's been a busy couple weeks with this game, but they'll get a chance to get home, some of the players and the coaches, and get away, and then we'll come back in here on Monday morning.
So off Saturday, Sunday?
Yes.
Is there an added sense of urgency, this division game and what the record is, the race? I know it's one game at a time always.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games left, and again, you look at it, what Houston's done and some of these other teams, we're all kind of right still there for this time of the year. It's not by any means that we're out of the picture for this division. So, and our guys know that. They know where we sit. We got to win this one before we can worry about anything else.
Do you have a good feel yet where the Cobb is a go?
He could. Yes, he is definitely. We got him more reps today. And again, that'll be a game time decision. But there's a better chance this week than there was last week, and a lot of that's based on Dexter.
Thursday night football, is it good for the league in your opinion? There's been some talk about not really that into it. It's a tough week. It is physical on players. It is hard to recover from Sunday games. There's no question about that. It's hard on coaches to prepare. You're talking about cutting everything. Really last week the coaches were here getting ready for this game as well. It's hard to get ready for a week away and concentrate on the game you got at hand. So you got a little bit of juggling to do with it, but it's difficult and for everybody.
Coaches always say that they're creatures of habit. Players are creatures of habit. They like the routine. How much does something like this throw off the routine?
It throws it off a lot, but we try to keep it. I want to keep these guys fresh. Even tonight, I want to get the coaches. They've had a couple pretty good days. I want to get them some rest. So we're fresh when we step on the field on Thursday. It's just different, and everybody goes through it. There's no advantage for one team or another. It's tough on everybody.
When you think back to the Jacksonville days, do you have more positive memories than negative ones by your time there?
Yeah, I do. I think I said it in my initial press conference. I was very proud of my experience there, and I wish I'd had more time, but a lot of good things, a lot of good memories.
What did you think of Byron Bell's dance moves?
Well, first of all, I thought I was going to have to get a trainer for him. And second was oxygen. I knew he had to have oxygen like he would in a game, because that's the most I've ever seen him move that fast. So, but it was fun. It was fun. I think it was good for the team to come out here. Everybody was dancing. It must have hit the right songs. So it was good. It was good for him.
All right, that's Titans interim head coach Mike Mularkey as the team gets set for tomorrow night's game in Jacksonville against the Jaguars. Huge AFC South divisional game. Another reminder, you can see that game over on News Channel 5. No need for have cable subscription. Don't need to go out. You can watch it right in the comfort of your own home. We will have it for you over on News Channel 5 starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from Titans rookie quarterback Marcus Mariota, his first Thursday night pro game on the horizon. We'll hear from him next. Plus your phone calls. Stay with us.